What's up? What's up, y'all? Polo Sports Talk and Entertainment. Back again with another one. Be sure to hit that like button and sub to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit the notifications so that you're able to get all of my content and all of my videos. Now, I know I'm a little late on this one. I'm late on this today. I'm late on this, uh, in light of talking about this whole situation. And I'm gonna give my spill on it because I was actually about to talk about this earlier today, but before I get this video started, man, let me give a shout out to somebody, man. The Rated R podcast, Mookie Jones podcast. Uh, Definitely go sub to his channel, man. He, from my knowledge, I know he's a Clippers fan and everything, and the reason why I'm giving him a shout out, man, is because he pulled up to the stream day before yesterday in light of the Phoenix Suns being blown out and everything. And he was, he said some things that a lot of people were, definitely feeling about CP3 and everything. And it's a lot of truth to it. Now, let me say something. Let me make something real clear, okay? I want people to know I fucks with Dead Homie, aka Pat Bev. All right. I want people to know that. All right. I want people to know that, and I want to make that very clear. Uh, to be honest with you, I don't necessarily have a problem with what Pat Bev said because I mean it is a lot of truth to it, and the way that people are coming at Pat Bev, uh, you can certainly understand it. It's the timing, okay, and it makes him look bitter. That's what I'm talking about. It makes you look real bitter, but Pat Bev is a dog, and that's why there have been several Sixers fans that would actually like Pat Bev in the Philadelphia Sixers uniform. Now let me make something else clear too. I don't like what Pat Bev has done in terms of uh, putting certain careers at a halt or putting people's career at risk, so to speak, such as the injury to Russell Westbrook and also the what's up with y'all? I see y'all in here, man. What's up with it? BMK, Big Who, man, Big Who. I don't never see you no more, but salute to you, man. And Ted Cox, I see you in the building. And Memphis, I see you in the building. Uh, Look, CP3 is not a very well liked person. Okay, he's not a very well liked person. Kenya Martin said it a long time ago on Colin Cowherd. Uh, Matt Barnes coming, and speaking up for CP3. You got to understand the position that CP3 has had, what type of power he has. So you got to understand where a lot of these guys are going to come to the defense of CP3. But the thing I like about Dead Homie, and I've always liked about his attitude, is that he really doesn't give a fuck. And if you know about my channel, uh, I appreciate certain players like that. Now I like a blue collar player, but at this time, the timing of it was certainly not necessary. What you should have done, man, is you should have just okay, got all that anger out and everything like that, and you knew that time and time again that Chris Paul had came up short and everything. Despite people putting him up there as a point guard and all this other stuff. Look, he's a phenomenal player. Chris Paul is, but that's why I don't have him up that high, up there with one of the greats. And for those of y'all that must know again, who I have as my top two point guards are Isaiah Thomas and then of course I got Magic. Then after it's between Magic and Oscar Robinson, and then after that it's a long other list that that come before Chris Paul. And the reason is because for one, let's just talk about durability. Look, in terms of skill set and all this other stuff, being able to stop and pop, the records that he's achieved and everything like that, that's great. But there were better on-ball defenders than CP3. And like Patrick Beverly said, he gets up in the morning. Well, he he's already amped to play players such as Steph Curry, and he even said Kemba Walker and mentioned Russell Westbrook, uh, other players like that. Now, I do also disagree with him in terms of you said he was right in certain aspects. Yeah, he was spot on. But hey, here's another thing too, though. I don't agree with him about James Harden getting the max. Now, that right there, he was capping. You know, now James Harden, his play has diminished, and if okay, you look at Harden and you look at Aiden's production, who you gonna give the max? Because a report has came out that Aiden is going to be targeted by several teams, and of course, y'all just watched the draft lottery, so that's going to be interesting to be looking at it. That's a whole another dynamic that everybody gonna have to look at. But you know, Patrick Beverly, man, is one of them types, man, that he doesn't mind the smoke. Now, is that the type of player that I want on my team, on my roster, in my rotation? Absolutely, because you know that Chris Paul. I'm sorry about that. Pat Bev he's gonna be a dog regardless. I mean, look at the impact that he had. Not necessarily, you know, from a skill set standpoint or anything like that. I'm talking about from a mental. Look, that's part of our problem, Stephen Green, is that we don't have no toughness on our roster. Like, could you imagine Pat Beverly playing with a guy like Tyrese Maxey and the type of dog that he is? And listen, you got to understand, both Doc Rivers and Patrick Beverly, where do they come from? They come from the shy. So I look at it from that aspect, and Doc Rivers is no nonsense, but you also need that other person that's gonna pull that toughness out of a guy like Maxi. You know, Embiid is just gonna be who he is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he has that type of mentality and everything, but his problem is just you know he's always getting hurt all the time. But can you imagine him playing with a guy like Patrick Beverly? You said Kevin Johnson, Rolando back. Yeah, he doesn't deserve a match. He doesn't deserve a match. But like I said, man, it's not about who's. Everybody has their preference of point guards, okay? And I'm not mad at I'm not mad at it either way it goes. What's up with Luda Ryder? I see you in the building. Hey, make sure y'all go sub to up to Luda Ryder Sports. I seen you today, man. I like what you posted today. Make sure y'all go sub to Luda Ryder Sports. Yeah, on Boston or Milwaukee. But see, that's the thing. They already got someone similar on Boston, like a Marcus Smart. I'll put it to you like this, okay? I put it to let me put something into perspective for you, okay? The way that Patrick Beverly guards people, that's the way they play where I'm from. That's the way they play in Texas. Like, they're picking you up 94 feet. If they whether they 5'9", because you got to realize Spud Webb is from Texas. He's 5'7". He's my I have him topped as my greatest dunker to watch of all time. But uh, and I'm gonna do a video on that later, talking about LeBron because he left MJ off of his list or whatever. Everybody's either gonna meet you at the rim, no matter what height you are. I've seen a guy. This dude was a midget pretty much, jumping with guys that are 6'6", 6'7", chasing them down and everything. And I've seen guys, you know, whether they 6'7" or whatever, they're gonna meet you 94 feet. Patrick Beverly has that mentality. Like, they're gonna pick you up 94 feet. The only problem is that, what comes with that sometimes is that there can be a little bit of, it could be a little physical exchange that a lot of people don't like, and it might rub people the wrong way. Like, you've seen PJ Tucker, he rubs people the wrong way. Dennis Rodman used to rub people the wrong way. Rick Mahorn used to rub people the wrong way. Trying to think of some other people. Anthony Mason will rub people the wrong way. Xavier McDaniel will rub people the wrong way. Even Bruce Bowen, even though he was dirty, he would rub people the wrong way. When you're a defender and you're a tenacious defender like that, you rub people the wrong way. It gets under your skin. It's annoying, especially with a scorer that is used to having his way with a motherfucker. Yeah, exactly. And I love it, but I just felt like the timing of it was, not right now. All this stuff about but at the same time, what sells, y'all? What sells? Controversy. People love controversy. That's what people love. They love controversy. They love drama. They love people that, they love people that are gonna get whether it's a negative reaction or a positive reaction out of people. Right, but that's something that we need. Hey, listen, I'll put to you like this, Stephen Green. I'd rather have Patrick Beverly than Matisse Thybulle. Well, Matisse Thybulle said that he's working on his offensive game, but I would rather have Patrick Beverly right now. On our at least I know what Patrick Beverly is capable of. At least I know that, okay, he's going to get you a bucket or two. Is he going to score a whole lot of points and all that other stuff? Nah. But as I've said before, you need that toughness, down the stretch. Not only down the stretch of a game, but down the stretch of the end of the season. I'm talking about postseason, and I'm talking about regular season, all season. Yeah, Charles Oakley, the defenders, back in the days, and people wonder, oh, Polo, why you got Dennis Rodman as your starting power forward? For that, one of those reasons is the main reason is because he can get up in people's psyche. If I could defeat you mentally, that's wonderful for me. If I could get you erratic and crazy, going home crying to your mom and everything like that, I love that. It's easy to try to defeat a person physically, but if it's hard to get to a person mentally and be able to break them down mentally, because if you could break them down mentally, man, it's everything out of whack, and they could be the best player. What you think Gary Payton did to Michael Jordan? Yeah, PJ Brown, Jamal McGlure. I used to love when they played together. PJ Brown and Jamal McGlure. Oh my God, Dale Davis. Man, both of the Davis brothers. Even look, I know some people like DJ, DeAndre Jordan. He was somewhat of an intimidator, and he would use his length and stuff. You know, Robert Williams. That's why, like, I tell True the King all the time, man. If listen, and I tell everybody else, I say this. Shout out to True to King TV too. I tell them this. I said if Marcus Smart didn't win that Defensive Player of the Year, it would have been out of Robert Williams or it would have been out of Mikal Bridges. Now Mikal Bridges, he was kind of disappointed in that last game, but I still got faith in Mikal Bridges. Exactly, exactly. Even though in '98 he was kind of slipping a little bit, but I mean, how can you blame him? You got the contract situation that was going on with Scottie Pippen. Then on top of that, him and MJ were having to carry the team pretty much, and plus Dennis Rodman was a party animal. But on top of that, he was a workhorse though, and was in the best tip top shape over motherfuckers that would be in the gym damn near all the time. He would drink heavily, smoke cigars, fuck as many hoes as he could, and then guess what? He'll grab you about 30 rebounds and still be running for 48 minutes, 40 plus minutes, and not only grabbing rebounds, but he'll he'll dive on floors. He's gonna check his man. He's gonna pick up on the screen. He's gonna guard the pick and roll. He's gonna set the pick. And when you got a guy that's not asking for the pick and pop or asking for the pick and roll, that's even more dangerous because guess what? You clearing space for a good scorer like Jordan. Oh, that's money. I want Philly need toughness, get rid of James Harden. Oh, okay, I'm glad you finally figured that out, Steven. Bill Laimbeer, man, he was tough, but he was dirty. He was tough, but he was dirty. I didn't. Now that I don't like because he did really some really dirty stuff, but he wasn't the only one though. You know, Stockton did dirty stuff. Uh, Speaking of the devil that we're speaking of right now, CP3 does dirty stuff. Vernon Maxwell did dirty stuff. A lot of players did dirty stuff. But see, Dennis Rodman would mess with your psyche. He would pull your, try to pull your basketball shorts down or do stuff to, like Lance Stevenson, blowing in LeBron's ear, shit like that. Yeah, they still don't talk to this day. I mean, look, that type of competitiveness and those type of games, man. I mean, you gotta love them, man. Yeah, Pat Bev did dirty stuff too. And I said that in the beginning. No, Memphis man. I didn't. I want people to understand that I fucks with Pat Bev, but I don't like what he did to Russell Westbrook. You know what I'm saying? Like that right there. I was very disappointed in him. He said I disagree. Little Rider Bull will won 3 championship without Rodman. That's cap right there, Steven. That's cap. You're really capping. They wouldn't have won without Rodman. Because think about it, he was by far the best player in the '96 season. Matter of fact, he was the best in the '96 finals. Go look it up. Go ask everybody. He should have been MVP in the '96 finals against Supersonics. You already know that. '97, he was phenomenal too. And then in '98, they were missing Pippen for the majority of the time. And then don't forget, Pippen was hurt. He was playing hurt. He was struggling with his back and everything. And guess who? Guess who were picking it up? And even Jordan was starting to get a little bit fatigued. But Rodman, he was there. What's up with it, True Viking Queen? I see you in the building. You got to go back and you got to go look at that. And listen, they won the first three with Horace Grant and everything, but we also got to remember, Scottie Pippen was really on his shit too, in terms of, especially on the defensive end. Scottie Pippen was a hawk on defense, but you got to think was able to bring that out of him. It was Michael Jordan gearing him up because Pippen wasn't mentally ready. He wasn't mentally ready. You said Rodman. Hey, what's up with his strength and numbers, man? Strength and numbers. I don't. You keep. I don't know, man. It's like like the other day you were saying I told you or something like that, but I don't remember you, man. You were saying that you told me about the Suns and all this other stuff, but I had to go back and I had to remember. I was like, man, I never saw you, man. But salute to you. Yeah, that was facts. You said Horace Grant gave the Magic the blueprint on how to beat the Bulls. No, that was a combination of fresh legs, a Jordan that was that wasn't in, like I said it again, I'll stand on it. I know Ted Cox disagrees with me on this, but Jordan wasn't, in the tip top shape that he was, even though that he was putting up like 31 points during that season, and it took him 6 games and everything. But you gotta look at what happened the very next season. I said Suns was gonna lose to New Orleans at first, but I was wrong. Oh, okay. But I know the Suns was shaky. I told you that before the playoffs started. I said they were going to lose to the Pelicans, but I was close. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember you, but okay. Well, just remind me. I want to know the people in here so I could wrench y'all up. You know what I'm saying? If you're coming through more often, but you know, like when I give you a wrench, man, that doesn't mean just sitting here, man. If you see the trolls in here, man, you got to block them motherfuckers, though. You know, but uh, the Suns. This is what's going to take place, okay? And 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 I know some people are like, that's cap and everything. What I'm about to say, but I'm gonna say it anyways. In order for the Suns to maintain or even get better what they had, because they had a bad game. They froze up. One of the biggest meltdowns. It's up there with the KD meltdown. It's up there with the LeBron meltdown. It's up there with the Lakers getting blown out by the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? It's up there. And a lot of people want to still say to this day that the late great Kobe Bryant had quit. You know, and that's up for debate too as well. But in order for them to get better, max the max contract for Aiden is already being offered out there. There's been several players, including Dame Lillard, that has came out and been vocal and said that they will be willing to play with Aiden. Chris Paul uh gonna have to look at his future. Shout out to Ticket TV. He talked about it on earlier. Um, and then Devin Booker is gonna have to get tougher in terms of wanting to play physicality. Now I know a lot of people like to say that Devin Booker's soft and all this other stuff. Now I do disagree with that, but does he have a tendency to talk a little bit sometimes, you know what I'm saying, and get a little bit beside himself? Yeah. But as far as toughness, I can't really uh, complain about his toughness because he did play with a broken nose last year. And I think some people forget that. But you're gonna have to get tough. But I'm gonna be real with you. Losing Aiden, that would be a huge loss. That would be a very big loss. And I know what people are gonna say. Oh yeah, well he wasn't doing anything anyway. Nah, yeah he was, because I had a chance to really think about it and really go back. I looked at several Suns games and stuff like that. There were a lot of times when Aiden was not getting the ball and he would he would be open and stuff like that. But you got to think about and appreciate what Aiden has does on the defensive end too as well. He made a commitment to move lateral, even though that Luca was clearly uh, getting by him and everything, and people were still able to score on him. He made a commitment to move lateral and everything. But the guy was getting rebounds. There would be times when he would have like 15 points and have damn near 20 rebounds and stuff like that. This guy's running hard, hustling hard on defense and stuff like that. But one of the things that you have to do is you have to reward your big man. That's what you're taught in basketball. You got to feed your bigs. Yeah, but okay, you run it back with Chris Paul. They're gonna have to do something about making sure that you restrict his minutes, because what's happening, Chris Paul tends to get fatigued at the end of the season. Then what does the fatigue factor cause? It causes injuries, and then they want to make that an excuse. Now they want to come out talking about, oh, it was his quad and all this other stuff. I'm not going for that shit. Okay, if it's not your hand, it's your quad. If it's not your quad, you know what I'm saying, it's your hamstring. If it ain't your hamstring, it's something else. Look, whether it was your hamstring, whether it was your knee, your hand, neck, back, whatever, you know what I'm saying, you still lost. You could blame all that stuff you want to. If you were hurting that bad, then you wouldn't have made it to no 7 goddamn games. They got a bench, and that's the thing. They had a decent bench. I mean, Cameron Payne was solid. Biombo was definitely solid. He brought a certain element and toughness. JaVale McGee was always good. He was average. Sometimes he would be in double figures in terms of rebounds. But I still believe in Monty Williams as a coach. He didn't get Coach of the Year of the War for nothing. But like I said, we all know what it was. Now I'm pretty sure they're going to address this. I know James Jones is going to want to address these things. He didn't get executive of the year last year for nothing. So I believe that he's gonna do something and look at a few things. But that's the whole goal right now is to figure out what's going on with Aiden. But several teams are targeting him. Several teams are targeting Aiden right now as we speak. And and this is according to Wojnarowski. I'll say it right now. It says it right here. Okay, he said it says right here. Um, it says ultimately, Phoenix can still match an offer out there and keep him if he signs an offer sheet with another team. He is going to get a max contract in the marketplace somewhere. There are a lot of teams lining up to figure out how can we acquire him. End quote. That's from Adrian Wojnarowski. And then we also have to realize that the Suns already have 9 players under contract for next season, and their total salary is I think 128, and that's above the projected cap of 122 mil. And they are less than 20 mil below the projected luxury tax threshold, and that's damn near 150 million. And so, and Hitman X had already talked about this. Shout out to Hitman X once again. Retaining him would mean that they would have to make a bunch of moves. Dario Saric, yeah. Yeah, yeah. And I know why you asked that, Memphis, is because it's like, get rid of the dead weight then, huh? Phoenix Sun history is they don't keep big men long term. Well, look, they have they have all the tools necessary to win a championship, but when you have disgruntled people in there, it's not gonna work. Like I said, man, these guys are lining up to get Aiden. Like I said, and this might sound crazy what I'm about to say. I'll take Aiden as our big man just on his durability alone. And I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, well, what about Joel Embiid?" Da, 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 da. Aiden done been to the finals. Aiden done been to the finals now. And listen, Joel Embiid he's always something always wrong. Aiden got youth on his side. Aiden is much faster, much durable. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as his low post moves, footwork, stuff like that, that just you said that's cap, huh? Okay. When's the last time Joel Embiid has gotten to an Eastern Conference Finals, Ted Cox? I'll wait. Let's understand something. And then also check this out too. Aiden held it down. A combination of Aiden and Bridges, they held it down both when either D Book wasn't in the lineup, and on top of that, when CP3 wasn't in the lineup. Guess who was holding it down when Embiid wasn't there? It was Maxi. And as I told you before, go look at the record. We were 6-8 without Joel Embiid. You want to know what the Nuggets were without without Jokic? They were 2-6. Exactly. And look, you're saying, you see, that's what I'm saying. Let's take your feelings out of it, Tay Cox. All right. You're thinking that I'm talking about, oh yeah, in terms of his fundamentals and skills and his ability to score. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about his durability, his ability to grab you like 20 boards. He could guard multiple positions, or at least try and be out on the perimeter. He can run in transition without huffing and puffing. Aiden is in good damn shape, and he don't stay hurt. You know, I look at the game much different. See, you looking at, oh, he's this wonderful scorer. Guess where he's at? He's on the couch. Aiden's on the couch too, but he made it to a finals last season. Guess what they were last season too? Ted Cox. Philly was a number one seed. We were a number one seed, right? What ended up happening? Got our asses bounced out by Atlanta, who wasn't expected to do shit. And I don't want to hear nothing about this torn meniscus, all this other stuff. You made that decision to get out there. Okay, I give them props for playing, but hey, they're not going to take it easy on you. Whether you got a torn meniscus or ACL, MCL, LCL, whatever. So you trying to tell me right now, Ted Cox, that if Aiden was available right now, you would not grab him? I would grab him in a heartbeat. He instantly changes your whole dynamic by so many things that he does, not only in transition, but also in the half court. He could pick and roll. He could pick and roll, right? He could pick and roll. He could pick and pop. He's gotten decent in guarding the pick and roll. Whatever. Uh he still, like I said, he still needed to improve and moving lateral, because that's one of the things that they exposed when he played Giannis last year, was the fact that, and I think that's because Giannis knows his game. I wouldn't see, but see, putting, he needs to be with somebody that's a legit contender. Give me Aiden and give me Patrick Beverly. But see, the media, you know what, Memphis and Ted Cox and everybody else that's in here, you know what's gonna end up happening? Because of Patrick Beverly, James Harden might end up getting the max contract. He might end up getting the max. Just the fact that he stayed and Daryl Morey's there, Patrick Beverly, you know what I'm saying? He once played with Harden on there, and he said that he deserved it and all this other stuff. But see, the Pistons are on the come up, whether whether people want to believe it or not. And Cade Cunningham. Then on top of that, you got to look at the draft lottery too. Yeah, and then they got Grant. Now that's something to look out for. I know Jeremy Grant. If there's something on the table for Jeremy Grant that Grant likes, I wouldn't be surprised if he bounced. He was trying to get up out of there last year, but unfortunately, he didn't want to play with the Lakers. Yeah, Saruko Bay. Yeah, yeah, I like Bay. Yeah, they got a bright future, man. And then they got my boy Marvin Bagley the third. Yeah, but Grant wants to win. I don't blame him. Grant wants to win. Grant wants to win. But we'll see what takes place, man. But listen, like I said, I don't. I want people to understand this, and I'm gonna say this in closing. What Patrick Beverly said is, all of it ain't wrong. It's just the timing of it I find odd. And the Celtics right now, man, are up by 3. They beat Miami. Like I told you, hey, Stephen Green, I'm gonna pull one of your numbers too. Uh, if the Boston Celtics win, Stephen Green, you know what I'm gonna be? Hey, Stephen, I told you, I told you. Stephen love telling the motherfucker, I told you so. I remember, yeah. So, well, he was hurt. He was hurt a lot. Marvin Bagley was hurt a lot. He was hurt a lot, and he was disgruntled, and he was playing under Luke Walton too. That would to make matters worse. You know what I'm saying? That didn't help either. And then of course, him and De'Aaron Fox weren't getting along. But besides that, man, I appreciate y'all pulling up. Make sure y'all like the video, share, subscribe, hit the notification. Polo Sports Talking Entertainment. I get at y'all later.